Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Precious Metal Summit Europe. And now with us here is Metallic Minerals, and Greg Johnson, the CEO, wants to give us an update on the company, of course. Greg, hi, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. Good to be back with you.
Absolutely, that's fantastic. We know each other since the good old times of Nova Gold. Jesus Christ, this is such a long time ago.
Yeah,
And
the last
now,
metal cycle.
yeah, exactly. And now we are entering, or we have entered the new metal cycle, and you are with a different company, of course, Metallic Minerals. So, how has the year treated you so far? Aside of COVID, what were the important things you have achieved this year?
Yeah, it's been an exciting time for our group. Metallic Minerals is the silver and gold focused company within the Metallic group of companies. So we've got ourselves, silver and gold focused, of course. We've got Group 10 Metals, who's battery metals and platinum group. And then our newest company in the group, Granite Creek Copper, which is copper and gold focused. We're all only in North America. And we've been making great strides on our business model, which is a strategy of acquiring assets in existing producing districts where we see potential for world-class discoveries in each of our prospective metals. So for Metallic Minerals, specifically, that's in the Keno Hill Silver District, as well as the Plata mining district in the southwestern U.S. And these are both districts that have a tremendous history of high-grade historic production, and more recently, particularly at Keno Hill, significant discoveries over the last 6 or 8 years, demonstrating that these aren't just old districts where they found high-grade silver, but these are districts where new discoveries are being made and new values being created.
Fantastic. Okay, then let's get started with the Keno Silver Project. What was the highlight this year? I think the drills have turned also so far, and it is a little bit aligned to me also with Alexco, right?
That's right. So our next door neighbor is Alexco Resources. They got their final permit to go into production on their 2 new discoveries at Birmingham and Flame and Moth. Birmingham is probably the best undeveloped silver mine in the world. So with them going back into production, that's the 3rd mine in the last 12 months to go into production in the Yukon. Fantastic for all of us up there. Great for the local community. This is our 3rd year as a company in terms of exploration season. It's our most drill intensive year. So we've got 2 drills turning. We've got a core drill that's been focused on the advanced stage targets that are right on trend with those known productive mines, kind of head frame exploration, if you will. And then secondly, our work over the last 2 years has looked at the less explored parts of this Keno Hill district, where we have the same geologic setting. And that work has identified 12 separate targets that are multi-kilometer in scale, that are enriched in silver and other metals. And this year, what's exciting is the second drill is testing some of those targets for the first time. And we see the potential for new styles of deposits that haven't been recognized in the Keno.
Super. Have you received already any results from the drill?
We just started drilling in August.
Okay.
So things got a bit of a slow start this year with COVID, restrictions on how big your camps could be and things. But Yukon has done a terrific job of managing that. Very fortunately, and so we were able to get our program kicked off, and we're expecting results to be coming in here any week, and we'll probably continue to go all the way into early 2021.
Okay, super. That's perfect. Before we talk about the La Plata Silver Gold Copper Project, I found also a phrase about alluvial production royalty portfolio. Please elaborate on that. What's going on there?
Yeah, so we had an opportunity, much like the early days in Nova Gold, where we had a sand and gravel business in Nome, Alaska, that brought in production and cash flow. We had an opportunity to pick up a large block of unmined ground in this famous Klondike Gold District in the Yukon. And this was, of course, the historic Klondike area that everyone knows about, 20 million ounces of production. And today produces half of the Yukon's gold is produced out of that region. So the idea is to invite established, experienced Yukon operators to come in and license ground from us, that they get started with production, and that will produce an advance royalty to us when they get started, and then a 10 to 15% royalty from their production. Okay. We've already got 4 licenses in place. We've got we've got room for another 10 or 15 operators on our ground. So this is something we're going to be building up over the next couple of years that allows us to fast track to gold production and cash flow which is a great sustainable option to have non-dilutive cash flow for a junior explorer developer like ourselves.
This is always the best because it moves a lot of risk away. And about what amounts we are talking here per annum, like let's say the 1 or 2 million, or is it even higher? What do you think? I know it's hypothetical for the regulators. That's a forward-looking statement, but just to give our viewers an idea, what do you think you can achieve?
Yeah, I think, much like that Santa Gravel operation that I talked about with Nova Gold, we're looking at something that can quickly build up to maybe $1 million a year in terms of the value and beyond that. So first step is, hey, let's see if we can cover our G&A, the cost to run ourselves as a company. Super. Secondly, let's see if we can start to cover some of our exploration costs and give us that sustainability by having this business. And this is production. It's gold. We're going to take 10 to 15% of the actual gold produced. We might even be able to do something creative like dividend that to shareholders. So that's a pretty exciting opportunity to have something like that in the portfolio. It's not the main focus, but it's a really nice thing to have in the portfolio. And who knows, with the direction that gold and silver are going, that modest amount of gold production might be very significant for shareholders in the future.
Absolutely. No, that really sounds like a good game plan to me. And let's talk about, I think you also had a bulk sampling 2020. What were the results there?
Yeah, so we, couple of things. So drill focus in the areas of the advanced stage targets on Keno. We also released some spectacular underground sampling from the Formo advanced target on the western end of the Keno district. It grades up to 7,500 grams per ton silver, which are, you don't hear about grades like that every day. So pretty exciting. As well, down at La Plata, which is our project in the southwest, that was explored, mined in the 1800s to the 1940s by 90 different prospects and mines in that area historically. And then in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, Rio Tinto and Phelps Dodge were exploring. And they put an underground adit in that we've been able to take a sample across that takes us right through the heart of the known deposit. And so we'll be doing significant test work on that sample that'll be able to really allow us to have modern work that confirms the work that was done historically by those large players.
Fantastic. Wow, great. Okay, then let's talk for the end here about the Plata Silver Gold Copper Project in Colorado. So what's next there? What's going on?
What's exciting about that project is it had this history of high-grade production, much like Keno Hill, but it kind of got forgotten. They shut down mining during World War II. The small miners never came back. The big guys came in recognizing there was a precious metal-rich porphyry in the center of this district. And it's the high-grade veins that surround that porphyry system. So we come in after the project has sat idle for 50 years. It was sold at the bottom of the copper market cycle to the two individuals we licensed it from. And they've basically sat on it, recognizing the long-term potential value. They take shares in metallic minerals, so they're looking for us to create that value. And now we can employ some of the same tools and technologies that have been so successful at Keno Hill in this district down in Colorado. It's on the road. It's got power. We see the potential for bulk tonnage in the porphyry-related system that has a high precious metals component, as well as the potential for spectacular high grade in these structurally controlled deposits that surround the porphyry system, very similar to what our team is focused on at Keno Hill.
Wow, that's super. So what's money in the bank? Are you able to do 2020, 21?
Yeah, we're well funded right now, about a $75 million market cap today. We've got about $10 million in the bank. Of course, we are spending money on exploration right now, so that's going to go down a bit, but we're going to be in great shape for 2021. We've got $12 million in the money warrants and options that are just naturally coming in. So that's another source of funding. And we had a financing that was led by Canaccord Genuity in August. And so having the folks at Canaccord who cover Alluvial Resources, our next door neighbor at Keno Hill, and getting behind and introducing us to a much broader audience has been really significant. And I think the big thing that's really gotten us on the radar screen as well is the investment last fall by Eric Sprott. And then he topped up again this fall, becoming our largest individual investor. And of course, he's a pound the table bull for silver. So I think with the recognition that Eric Sprott's investment with Canaccord and with these large scale targets that we're going to be testing at Keno East on the eastern half of the district that have the potential to be bulk tonnage. silver deposits, so much larger scale than anything's been seen before, as well as these large scale targets down at La Plata, puts us in a beautiful position to be a silver-focused explorer in low-risk political jurisdictions with high-growth projects that I think are in high demand, and there's very few other deposits like them in the silver space.
Super, perfect. That was a great final sentence. Greg, thank you very much. That looks all very promising. You are on the right metals, of course, gold, silver, and copper. That is for sure. And yeah, keep it going, I would say. Let's hit the drills and hit it hard. And because this world needs a lot of gold, silver, and copper.
It sure does. Well, thanks a lot. It's great to be back with you, and look forward to updating people in the future on another one of these.
Fantastic. We do that. Thank you very much. Great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Take care.
Thank you. You too. Thank you very much. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that was Greg Johnson, the CEO of Metallic Minerals. And you heard it, the company is in a fantastic shape, in the right metals, $10 million in the bank. A lot of more millions are sitting on the side in warrants, which are in the money. Eric's brought the largest shareholder, and the drills are turning. So what else do you want? A lot of results are coming. Check out the company. Thanks for watching us. Bye-bye from Switzerland.